Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of
For the Abroad.
Today, we are talking about our personal experiences as international students, right? Today, we're starting with Wole. And I am Dami, and I'm going to be asking him a few questions so that he can give us a full scope of what it was like for him to study in where he studied. I don't want to give anything away.
Don't want to give anything. Anything
away. All right, cool. So let us start. All right. So first question.
Yes, Dami.
Which country did you study? What city? And why did you study there?
So I studied in the United Kingdom at a master's level.
Okay.
So my undergraduate was in my home country, which is Nigeria, and I went over to do my master's in Nottingham. But not just any Nottingham University, it was at Nottingham Trent University. Yes, I am very proud of being an alumni from there. Yes, why did I choose Nottingham Trent? So I met a few different universities. Some universities, like what we currently are doing, Dami and I, would come to the home country, to your home countries, and talk about the potential university would like to study in. So I went to some kind of fair, spoke to different universities. I will not mention the others, so they don't know why I refused them. But at the time, Nottingham Trent had come, and it seemed like the best option. Best option financial wise. Okay. Best option city-wide, city location, and best option as well as ranking. It's not the ranking. It was a combination of ranking, prices, and the ease of the city. So that was how I initially ended up with Nottingham Trent University.
Yeah, that makes sense. And two things I picked out from that actually is it's definitely a good idea to attend the fairs. So when you see adverts for all these fairs from different agencies and so on, definitely make an effort to attend, because you can make a decision actually going to see those people and talking to them.
And it's free, so I mean, just go shop easily. It's better if you're sure of what you want to study and have an idea of the pricing of the university, for instance, before you come and meet the agent. But please just go ahead and find out if that's a plan for you and that's something that could work out for you with the qualifications you have.
Yeah, that gives me an idea actually. We're going to do a do's and don'ts of fairs, what you should do to prepare for an exhibition or a fair.
And we are expecting that because we have cried.
We have lots of don'ts. All right. So, this actually relates to the next question. So did you use an agent or did you apply directly to the university?
So, as I stated, I used an agent, and they had different university representative come and show. I spoke directly to the university people, got to know about the university, then they assisted me with my application every step of the way.
All right, cool. So your university, obviously a lot of these universities offer extracurricular activities, and one thing that I always push with students going abroad is to, broaden their horizons and, take on some things that you haven't done before. So did you have any extracurricular activities, or were you just one of those students, lecture, home,
oh, bless.
End of conversation?
I was not one of those students, lecture, home. I was hands-on, one of the wildest students there, but I was still focused on my education, so I went to every party, every nightclub. I had a full life there, but those were my extracurricular activities. But a more professional extracurricular activity would be that although I didn't join any society or club, I joined a language club, like
So
and then I learned Spanish.
Nice.
So me llamo Wole, hablo español un poco, pero porque no hablo with a lot of Spanish speakers. So bear with me, but yes, this is one of the things I did. I learned another language, which I wouldn't have any other way. Also, another interesting thing is, apart from activities that would happen in the school, you could have activities outside the school, but it's still organization kind of thing. So if you get me, for instance, I joined church activities. So yes, as much I was doing the nightclubs, drinking till dawn, I was still making it to church.
Nice.
As a good Christian.
Good job.
As they say.
Very good.
So yes, I had. So I was part of the youth group in a church at the Union at Nottingham at the time. Yes.
Fantastic.
So those are different activities. So it doesn't have to be all from the school, but there are a lot of free activities that you could join, and it don't have to be religious. It just happens that for me it was easy.
It was exactly, and one thing that another thing that I picked out from what you said is, these are the kind of things that you can include on your CV as extracurricular activities, and I'm sure being part of a youth group and all that kind of stuff, you'd have learned so much and you'd have gained so many skills that you can put in a CV
Teamwork.
that would be impressive.
Teamwork, presentation work, leadership skills. Listen.
Absolutely fantastic. So, if you're looking to study abroad, definitely include an extracurricular activity because you always learn from them. Okay, don't be one of those students that you just go to university for the sake of going to university and you don't broaden your horizons, you don't learn anything new. Okay, Pablo is fine.
Pablo is fine.
Sorry, Pablo. All right, cool. So, what was your most memorable experience?
So, it's a lot. It's a lot of memorable experience. So one thing about the city of Nottingham is that it is not only like a city, almost Londonish. Not as crowded as London, not as busy as London, but still a city with all the shops available and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's also a historical city, so there's a lot of things to sightsee. Also, the location itself is like in the heart center of the UK, so you can go northern of the UK to the south of the UK. So most of you out there that only think there is London in the UK, no.
The other cities.
The other cities. So I would say being able to, for the first time, honestly, to be truly independent. So everything was making plans for myself, going sightseeing, making new friends, and because the city of Nottingham is also a very diverse city, so it's not that I went there and I was just with the English or just with the Nigerian community. So there is a strong Nigerian community, but there's also the British,
Spanish,
the British, but yeah. But also it's a diverse city with different cultures, so all the restaurants was international. I never tasted Japanese food until I was in Nottingham, so there was so much to look at. But I think one of the experiences I would pinpoint that I loved the most, it was the teaching facilities. So all the lecturers, you could speak to them and talk to them as though they were your mates. First name basis. Some of them are still friends of mine. So you had like that good experience. Ophelia, this is a shout out to you, Ophelia Palermo. I'm going to shout.
Spanish name.
Oh no, she was Italian. She was such a pretty teacher. That was that's aside, but very helpful as well. So anyways, these are things that really helped me excel because I could talk to my teachers in a way that I will be able to explain things to me, and I'm not afraid to go to them and ask them questions. They know they've paid a lot of money. I know that some of you might come from home countries, like for instance, I studied in Nigeria. Yeah, some of your teachers were like Lord and Saviors. If you didn't do what they said or anything, you have failed. End of story. And there was no extra support or extra conversation. And I think that's something I appreciated with studying abroad.
Yeah, that's actually really good. So when you go abroad, it's absolutely fantastic the way you can just use first name basis to speak to lots of people.
It's a relaxed environment to get your point
who are
across.
older than you, who you can actually talk to freely and feel comfortable having a conversation with them, and you don't feel like you're being shunned or they're not really listening to what you have to say. That's
Marky,
one of the great experiences.
Marky, I graduated in 2011, and I'm still friends with my lecturers, so I can always contact them. Angelo Bisignano, you too.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, I don't think I bought any of those. All right, cool. Were you homesick?
So personally, I wasn't homesick. I think I enjoyed it a bit too much. I wish I could have even stayed being a student a bit longer. So no, I was not homesick. But I know some of my friends who were homesick, and there are easy things in like cities like Nottingham to elevate that. So if you're homesick and it's home food you're missing, there are Nigerian restaurants. If you're homesick and you can cook your food yourself, there are Nigerian supermarkets. There's a whole Nigerian community. I'm also part East African, so I was jumping from each community the way I saw fit whenever I felt like it. So I was really a rolling stone. I was really a rolling stone. So yeah, I got into the East African community. It was fun to relate with them. I think apart from the Nigerian one as well. Then at some point don't ask me how. I joined the Indian community.
How? I'm curious.
Don't ask.
Okay.
Don't ask.
Pretty girl, I think.
Well, it happens. Then Polish community, like it was literally such a place where your friends do not have to come from your
Where
friends.
you come from.
Your friends and people you call would end up calling family do not have to come from your country or come from where you're from or have the similar background.
Yeah.
They can come from anywhere else across the world. You can find like somebody you have so much in common, and they're from Kenya. You have so much in common with somebody that is in India. So Kenya, Richie, India, Patik, Rishi, not Richie, Rishi in India. Malaysia had the friend Gaia, Poland, Eva, Sonia, and Yanka. Like.
Oh.
So it was really look at me doing all these shout outs.
Reminiscing.
I wish I was back there. Of course, I can never forget France, Axel. They were so many good moments. Yes. So I would say you never homesick. Me, not homesick. Me, I was like rolling stone.
Explorer.
Explorer.
Wole the Explorer.
Yeah, with Dora's haircut.